out to play right now.
So,
Shit
last
world.
week we had a plethora of technical difficulties and getting new players up to speed. But now, everybody's here. There's something in the sky. Dungeon Master Devillo, would you like to tell us a story?
It would be my pleasure. So, as we left off last time, we had the party go to the town of Fabrida after having dealt with a little family problem with Skullface. He was basically able to free his family from indentured servitude by murdering the people who put them in indentured servitude. You guys left the manor while the smoke was still clearing. One of the assistant, the secretary to the Fulbrider family, a halfling by the name of Haycroft, he basically saw right through all of your bullshit. But he said he was going to clean up the mess, and he just, because he kind of put two and two together, knew that you were working for Lady Christina, and he just said he would await her arrival. So you headed back to the village of Fabrida to spend the night, where you first of all encountered a rather unusual dog. I mean, the dog itself seemed fairly normal, but seemed to have a sword strapped to its back. After chasing it because it tried to steal Graz's food, you guys basically were checking it out when a wild Kenku appeared, or not so wild as it turned out. This was a messenger from your associates in the August Sanctum, the honestly, we're not an Assassin's Guild. They handed over a very familiar, although technically you've never laid eyes on this one before, Black Book, and a familiar orb that was given to Jurnis way back when in Session 0 of Campaign 2, or Season 2. This was something that you had been politely requested to pick up by a group of kobold and dragonborn bandits, you think. The memory is a little bit blurry, but these were the people who destroyed the town of... Let's just bring you over here. These were the people who destroyed the town of Hacksmith, just to say hello. So, while you are currently sat at the tavern looking over this book, or I believe you were considering looking it over, you met several new people. You met Chemise, a human woman from the Union, who was looking to hire the party to help bring her into the city of Cusvelgrim for a historical reason. You also met Sir Icrius, the Phoenix, a paladin or roach knight, someone from the Mountain Kingdom to basically the south of the Union, and who was also a paladin of the Church of Asepsis, a very, very stringent anti-undead religion that several of you have recently had some pretty memorable encounters with. So, that is the situation that we have at the moment. Of course, Chemise, she seemed to step out for a little bit. Maybe for a stroll, maybe for a snack. So, with that in mind, what do you all do?
So Chemise is still out and about right now, huh? Totally not eating anyone.
She's totally not eating anyone.
So we're all still chilling out in the tavern, huh? Rather
Yeah,
awkwardly.
Jurnis is at the bar, so.
You gotta do your bar thing.
Yeah, Jurnis is a few whiskeys in, so she's not currently with the group.
Hmm. Okay then. Give me a first of all persuasion check with the. Basically, she's not so much the barkeep, but at the moment her husband seems to have wandered off. So this human woman that you saw earlier, red hair, slightly exhausted, irritated expression. She's kind of running around trying to collect glasses and serve customers. Do you approach her?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah, can I help you?
I'm looking for something a little strong to drink, if that's alright.
We've got strong as long as you've got the coin and everything. What is it that you're after exactly, love?
Whiskey, scotch, port, something along those lines.
We've got all three. Each one. Oh, let me just end your rival bard there because they're not supposed to be a bard. There we go. That's the beauty of this. I can just kill individual soundtracks.
That fucking halfling.
That was a reference to Waterdeep Dragonized.
I love that
Which
even
can
when
be
he's
heard on-
dead, we can't be rid of him.
Yep.
Yeah. His spirit haunts random taverns across the multiverse.
Canon now.
Yep.
Yep. Every time there's a bad musician, it's gonna be a fucking halfling.
Yes,
Like
it is.
Johnny from Metal Gear Solid, there's always gonna be one.
Yeah.
Exactly the reference I was thinking. Yeah, that shouldn't cost too much. That's gonna be around. I finally have it up. For drinks, okay. For you're looking at about, I'd say 20. About say 10 silver for one of each. She lays them down in front of you.
Do they have any Mountain Dew?
They have no Mountain Dew, I'm afraid. There is one kind of really weird, sickly green liquid that's in a corner,
Oh,
but
boy.
you're not too sure if that's a drink or that was just overflow from something else.
Alright. 10 silver, you say,
Ugh.
okay?
No, that was 10 silver.
Sink
No,
the
all I was
whiskey,
thinking is-
sink the scotch, nurse the port.
So to clarify, your loot is visible, yeah? You carry it around. Oh yeah, for the new people, because this is the start of season 3 proper, would you like to describe Jurnis, who she is, what she is?
Jurnis is a tiefling bard. Red-skinned, tail hooves, and large curved horns. She's currently dressed in standard slacks with leather armor under a fabulous long coat, and she carries a lute embroidered, emblazoned, not embroidered, emblazoned with her name along the neck.
Very cool.
She's
Very
also
nice.
a raging alcoholic.
Ooh, good to know.
Yeah. At this point, we can't really blame her.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, she noticed the loot and said, look, we can give you a bit of a discount if you want. It's look, normally we've got a regular who comes in every now and then, but they've kind of skipped town. To be honest, it's one of them kind of things where sometimes it's like the silence is better, but everyone's just in a bit of a mood and all that. I like something to kind of distract my moment so I can get on with my work. Would you be interested?
Always a chance to croon, as they say, sure.
Right, what's your favourite poison? 1 free bottle for about what? Call it 2 hours?
I'll take the whiskey. Excellent.
Okay, she reaches behind the bar, large bottle of whiskey. Alright then.
Alright.
So, what exactly is Jurnis going to do? Oh, wow.
I assume there's some sort of stage around.
It's less a stage. This is, I don't know if dive bar is really the word. It's a small village, so they don't really have much. It's kind of like, like in Skyrim, where there's just like one slightly empty corner where they've moved some tables out of the way. Pretty much that.
Alright, then I'll set up in that little spot, just passing by grass. I'm going to earn a living. See you in a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And
Alright,
we'll
have
start
fun.
play.
Okay. So, with a 24, I would say...
out of my ass.
Hey, let me just put it to you this way. I have a soundboard with a lot.
Okay, that is the most impressive yet slightly unwanted things I've ever seen.
Hang on, I have some bagpipes here somewhere too. Nope, never mind, I forgot them somewhere.
Okay.
But then again, Jurnis is proficient in almost all musical instruments because of how she was trained.
That's fair. So, you do a fairly decent performance. They seem into it. You notice one or two of them are actually, they're like half of the bar's paying attention to you. The other half has like this renewed energy, and they're going to the bar ordering even more drinks. And you just see like this 1,000-yard stare of "oh fuck" from the bar owner. While that is going on, what are the rest of you guys doing?
Skullface, if I recall correctly, lit up last episode, so he's just got his cigar. He's just kind of sat there relaxing.
Okay. I believe Tahu was also smoking as well. Was that a cigar as well?
Yes. And I was petting dog.
It's a
Yes.
phantom cigar.
Aang's just sitting there, kind of just relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a long trip.
I'm so glad that Aang is back.
Yes. Is it round about this point that Chemise would step in? Considering it's still fairly busy, would you be heading in through the front, through the back?
The question is, how did she do in terms of cleaning herself up, or she would be making sure she comes back to look herself over?
That is a very good question. You are practiced at this activity. This is not the first time you've had to clean up your own mess. I would say call that an investigation with advantage because your friend is helping.
He's always looking out for me.
Yes, he is. 15, yeah. You're about to leave the shed when you notice, that bloody handprint on the wall. That's going to be a problem. You clean that off. You are not from this area, but you've seen places like it. You are fairly certain that even with a cursory glance inside, no one is going to notice what remains bundled up in the corner until far later on in the day tomorrow. And any stains on your figure, they should be easily removed and hidden.
So she does that. She gets cleaned up, makes sure everything looks good, wipes down the handprints, looks around, takes a moment or two to generate a couple of rations.
I believe technically they're called treats.
Treats, yes.
With the chef feet.
With how
Yes,
the food works.
She
Say
has
that
two. She makes two little chef treats and pops them into her little empty tubes that she has for that.
What a demented use for that feat.
It's the best creative use of a quote-unquote asinine feat I've ever seen, by the way.
Thank you.
No pun intended. Oh, actually, pun intended. Chef's kiss. Anyway.
Yes. That's what it should be called. That's what the treats are called. I call them the chef's kiss.
Oh my god.
And
Anyway.
Yeah, so then she looks herself over to make sure she's not like drenched in gore, and then assuming she's not, she will indeed come back in the front way, affecting an air of calm.
Okay. I would say with a 12, because you don't have advantage for that. Come through, no problem. I don't think most people would notice you. They probably assumed you use the outhouse.
Yeah.
People are coming and going a fair bit here.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are the rest of you guys doing?
Is dog nearby?
Dog is currently being petted by a Kenku, and I believe they're also with a flute. They are singing along. Is that correct, Dog?
Yes.
Dog has a flute?
No. It was in the chat. Dog was going. Ooh!
Oh, I see. So how does dog look? I mean, do they obviously look like a stray?
Would you like to describe how Dog looks?
Yes.
How do I lose?
You may.
Lose my pizza. Hold on.
Incidentally, please let us know if the moving is too bad. We're currently in the same room again, but we can relocate should that be an issue.
I probably won't.
Gotcha.
There should be a image appearing.
I'm doing it.
Hmm?
I'm doing it.
There we go.
It's
And
the good
in
boy.
player chat is a very good boy.
Allow me to be more specific. Does dog look like he hasn't eaten very well? Or she? Haven't identified that yet.
Flesh tail.
Does dog look malnourished, basically?
No, I think the bartender said that they've been like feeding him and stuff.
Okay. Master Skullface, have you had your canine companion long?
Not long, about a couple of hours.
Ah. And did you retrieve him or her? Haven't quite checked yet. From a previous owner, or did you just happen upon him?
Nah, kind of showed up. Style grabs his lunch.
Right then. I'm going to do a bit of a investigation then. I'm going to cast Detect Poison and Disease.
Aww.
Oh.
Call me Mange.
Okay. Well, you cast your spell. How exactly do you do this, by the way? What's the visual of you doing this?
Good question. I'll be honest, I didn't quite think of that.
Not a problem. Well, you concentrate on the spell, you hold your hand out. Basically, as you're petting the dog, you sort of murmur a few things to yourself, and you don't detect anything at first. It's like, and there is something in their system. It doesn't seem to be a harmful poison. It's not something you're quite familiar with, given your sheltered life. But there does seem to be some sort of substance that has incapacitated the dog.
Incapacitated?
It's the brownies. It ate the non-chocolate brownies.
Ah!
Special one.
Special treat. Special treats for a special goblin, alright?
Well, I don't detect any diseases. There's something strange going on in there, but it's not quite a poison. He should be
The
fine.
goblin with like the shaved side cut looks a little bit shifty and awkward and just, moves further back to the bar.
So,
Yeah.
this is still up for 10 minutes.
Huh?
Are there any other poisons and diseases?
Well, before you answer that, I'd like to have Chemise come and sit down at that moment.
All according to Keikaku.
Okay. Let me think. What's the range of this? Within 30 feet. There is a very subtle tinge that's coming from a couple of the stronger bottles. It depends on your definition of poison. When it comes to again, you don't detect anything life-threatening. I guess there is one, there is one gentleman in a corner, he keeps coughing, he's not putting his hand in front of his mouth or anything, he seems a little bit, but again, nothing like super deadly or anything like that,
There's
just...
a small bottle of poison in my bag.
Oh, wow.
Just a small vial.
Okay. However, you do have a very particular ping from the Kenku nearby. Again, you don't know exactly what it is, but that is definitely some kind of lethal poison.
I know about Kenku.
Ooh, full fighting.
I know their reputation. Oh, please, you can't profile.
Wow.
Icrius is just gonna arch an eyebrow towards like the Kenku's sack that has poison in it, but not say a word.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as for that gentleman in the corner coughing, yeah, Icrius is gonna go over there.
Okay. So you did basically. This guy looks like the usual sort of individual who holds up one end of a tavern. Like the regular. They've been there for about 30 years. Someone who likes to complain about how hard working they are, but you've never actually seen them do any work when you're walking around town. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Slightly shabbily dressed and all that. Got a large pint in front of them, already half empty, 2 other glasses in front of them, and they're just down in this one, coughing and spluttering all over the place.
Yeah.
Who the fuck are you?
Remind me what time it is there, Devillo.
This is currently, I would say, given all the stuff that you guys were doing with the Fulbrider Mansion, we are definitely within the realm of 11:30 to midnight. It is getting very close to winding down at this point.
Good night, my good man. I can't help but notice that you are, to be quite frank, rather heinously unwell, and your conduct is ill-befitting someone who is unwell.
So this guy just he kind of gives you this long, slow blink. It's just just genuinely confused look on his face. It's it just directly in your face, not even maliciously. It's just you what?
Yeah, Icarus kind of turns his face away for a second and just has that strained look of someone just trying to hold their temper together. So,
what the heck are you? He looks just give me just a basic perception check.
Sure.
Actually, I would say with the detect poison and everything, because it's registering a little bit in terms of alcohol. This guy's already drunk.
Yeah.
And this large red beetle armor wearing bird person in a Phantom of the Opera mask is talking to him. It is he's got the expression of, oh, it's happened again.
Well, to the point, I am Icarus the Phoenix, a paladin of Obsessus. You are unwell. I'm going to heal you, whether you like it or not.
Wow.
Because we can't have you spreading your illness to the other patrons of the tavern.
You are being rescued. Do not resist.
Exactly. Okay, I'm gonna shove my talent in his face,
I would survive the disease.
or rather on his face.
Okay.
I need to grab him.
Sure. Give me, for the fun of it, make me a grapple check with advantage.
Forget how grappling works. Would that be in athletics, right?
Yes. Athletics.
Oh, good. +5 on that.
Okay.
There we go.
So, yeah, basically this large Arrocakkra just stands over this really confused, drunk, older dude, throws a lot of very big words at him. It's nearly midnight. He has no idea what's happening, and suddenly there's a clawed hand in his face. He is going to yelp, but you have grabbed him. What do you do?
I'm dumping 5 points of lay on hands into him to cure whatever ails him.
Now, lay on hands, that does restore hit points, but...
Double check,
So
but I believe if you
points-
use 5 points, you can
5
cure a
points, it
disease.
cures disease, yeah. And poison.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Thank you for the the other paladins in the group there. Okay, yeah. So you do that. There's this yellow warm glow.
Yep.
And it's just like so like blinks confused for a moment, and then it's just like batting off your arm.
Yep.
Get the fuck off me! What's your problem?
Stop that!
Stop.
I just healed you. Cover your mouth next time.
He looks.
It's a pandemic.
He just walks away. I'm done.
Yeah.
Icrius is done.
Anyone who's watching this just looks at this confused, annoyed expert. It literally is a case of the fuck just happened. He just shakes himself down. It's like it looks like he's about to grab a glass and everything. As he's looking at the back of the head of the retreating Arrocakkra, notices the armor, notices the kind of the group that he's sort of hanging around in. It's like, I'm fucking going home, and he just leaves. Okay.
Get home safely.
Beautiful. Okay.
Mental
So-
note, if the bird stays around, we have to discuss the meaning of consent.
So that is actually a fair point. So has Jurnis finished performing at this point?
Well, she says in about 2 hours, so I'll let the DM decide when 2 hours have passed. But I'm pretty sure, standing facing the entire room, she saw that entire exchange.
That is very true. Okay.
It's just like
Thanks,
pausing,
so-
like, what the fuck?
So, before we wind things down with the tavern, does anyone have anything else they wish to do?
I did send you a question, GM. to see
You
if
did. You did, yes.
There were
Dog.
two questions. Yeah, go ahead.
There were. There was no kind of disease or anything on Chemise. Chemise does not register as usual. And as for the first question, Dog, can I get a perception check? Normally you would get advantage with smell, but you are so sleepy. So give me a single perception check, please. 14. Something a bit sharp. There's a lot of smells in here. There's all the whiskey. There's all the different liquors. There's the ever-present hint of urine somewhere, but it's also, yeah, I do smell blood somewhere, but pinpointing it, your sides, you're being petted, you're tired, you're fine. So,
Yeah, I would say maybe like a kind of sniff like the floor and like the air a little bit, and then I'm just like meh, and just put my head back down.
Okay. So, shall we say that time passes enough to where Jurnis is now freed from her service. She has a very large bottle of whiskey. Graz has been having a few herself. Gloth and Miss Curtis here, your other companions, they're off in the corner together, and they're just having a little drink. Jurnis, you do notice that Miss Courtesy is giving you a very intent look and twitches her head off to the side, beckoning you over.
Jurnis will approach.
Okay. Both, if you don't mind, I just need a small moment with Miss Jurnis here. Do you mind? No, that's fine. Okay. This this blue little Dero gnome hops off the table. Graz, as ever, keeping a very close eye on him. I would say while this has been going on, Miss Courtesy has been keeping one eye on him as he's started to construct something that you are now familiar with. It's like a small structure of beer mats that are in this very strange geometric pattern. And it's one of those things where you kind of like, if you push it down, it suddenly turns into origami. It's this weird geometric shape. You're not sure what it does. But you do know, having been around Gloth enough, that given enough time, you'll probably make it explode somehow.
Either that
It's a Dero
to
thing.
catapult tiny critters across the room. I still don't know how he fitted the parachutes.
There are indeed. Give me a basic perception check, just for the fun of it. Just for the fun of it.
Sure.
21.
Oh my gosh. Okay. As he's walking away, you notice there's a little mouse on his shoulder, and yes, it does have a parachute. How does he do this?
I have no idea.
I was right here with him, and I don't know how he does it either. Miss Courtesy will pat the seat next to you and wait for you to sit down.
And I do.
Okay. The tall, thin, elven-looking woman, very, very pale skin, white blonde hair. She looks around carefully at the bar, leans to the side, not looking at you as she's talking. I wanted to have a chat earlier, but you were obviously a little busy working. You know that my relationship with my lady is a complicated one. One that is very important to me.
Yes.
And I think we are all aware of the relationship that the Church of Asepsis has with people of my lady's persuasion. She gives you a look.
Yes. I don't trust that bird as far as I could throw him. And I couldn't throw anything right now, like seriously. Anyway.
Indeed. Don't worry. She gives you a what she thinks is a reassuring pat on the shoulder. I can. But I wanted to let you know I have enjoyed working with you and Skullface and the rest of the group, but that having been said, if he finds out about my lady, I am going to kill him. If you tell him about my lady, I'm going to kill you. I say that with respect.
I was going to offer to help, but alright. Your threat is registered and understood, and believe me, I have no intention of betraying your lady.
She gives you a very grateful smile. I appreciate that, and again, I do respect you, and I do like you. My family have been in service to the Fabriders for generations. I am hers. I always have been. But I want to be clear. I don't follow her because she owns me. I follow her because I love her. And I will kill any city, a country, if it means to keep her safe. Have you ever loved anyone like that?
Strangely, yes. But that's a little bit too late for that now.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So oddly, I do
Don't you
understand where
try
you're
too
coming
much.
from.
When we get back to the city, I'm going to report to her, let her know everything has been prepared for her to return home. And I intend to be going with her. I would like to say if you need help, then if I am able, I will provide it, but she needs me, and I'm not going to abandon her again.
Oh, yes, if she wants to try and keep up the illusion of life, as a bit better word, she will need you to be her eyes and ears. And
Indeed.
probably dagger in the back, but, well, it's close over that part.
Honestly, I'm less the dagger in the back, more the broadsword through the front. She gives you a very toothy smile. Or the axe to the head. Were you there when that happened? Oh, I don't think you were. And she goes into detail about this time that she was working with a Loxodon, a Ravenfolk, and this elf druid, and goes on about a few things for a little while. It's a very gory, ridiculous tale. You're not too sure if it's real or not.
I'm sorry, you got invited to a tea party by a fae and you went. Are you mad?
Well, it just seemed impolite to refuse.
I suppose that is true. They're unpredictable folk.
Sometimes unpredictability makes things a little interesting. But
Cannot
thank
argue
you.
with you there.
I've appreciated traveling with you. I do want to be clear on that. And I don't have many friends, but I want to be clear. Should you ever need help, then you can come to us, and my lady will absolutely help protect you. She is connected in many ways, and people like us, she points to subtly to the horns, the tail, and your hooves, need to stick together. The last part was said in Infernal.
Jurnis is just gonna blink at her. It's like,
Not all of us wear our heritage as openly.
Excuse me.
you know, I have to admit you're the first tiefling I've ever come across who passes as something else. Without the use of
It
magic.
has been used. She leans in close and again in Infernal. There's a lot more of us than you think. The offer is open.
Kind of blue screened Jurnis at the moment. Thinking what she would have given for that ability.
Yeah. She gives you a reassuring squeeze on the shoulder and just has a drink. Time passes. Is there anything else you wish to do before you bed for the night?
Skullface just kind of stubbed out his cigar.
Mm-hmm.
Says, right, well, don't know about you, but there's a room over there with me and Aang's name on it. And there's one there for you, Miss Springsinger and Brass.
For clarification, the way this has been set up, you were able to afford, or rather, this was Miss Courtesy, she helped pay for it. There is enough for 3 person to a room. So, we've got Aang, we've got Skullface, and who else will be rooming with them? I would say actually Miss Courtesy is probably going to room with you guys, if that's okay. If that is alright with you, gentlemen.
Of course.
Appreciated. So, we've got Jurnis, we've got Graz, and Gloth. Would that be acceptable?
Yeah.
Okay. Lastly, now here's the thing. Icarus, you had technically already been here.
Yeah.
Did you already have a room prepared?
Oh, yes, I'd imagine so, because either way I have to get to Cosfell Grim. Just now I have company.
Okay. So, depending on what you want to do, Tahu, you can either, if he's willing to offer the room, you can either room with Icarus or Chemise.
Icarus is willing to offer a room.
I'm not my head accepting.
That's fine.
Yes. Did you see my message, Devillo?
Yeah, we actually did mention that last week.
I don't remember what the answer was, or I didn't hear it. Also, while you're saying that, I want to apologize to everyone. I had to open up my oxygen bag, so I'm sorry.
Oh, it's absolutely fine, hon. Don't worry about it. Let's see. Did I actually...
I don't remember there being an answer.
Okay, I'm just going to whisper you a figure, and I'd like you to put that onto your character sheet somewhere,
That
okay?
is the plan. I know right where to put it. It's right here in the equipment area. But last week, Chemise had gotten herself the finest room, if she could. If she could afford it.
Okay, so you guys already have... So there's a floating room should anyone require it. So technically, Tahu, you could sleep by yourself, as could Icarus and Chemise.
Oh, well, if Tahu's taken care of, then yes, Icarus will sleep on his own.
Why did that whisper come out as a standard sentence?
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, so Chemise had gone to the Tavern Keep and asked for the nicest room that they have.
Okay. Look, we're kind of full up at the moment, love. That tall one, she points over to the tall, even paler than you woman with the elven ears. You unfortunately are too late to get a room of your own.
How much would I have to pay you to make her leave?
Oh, wow. Okay. Well...
I assume he pointed to courtesy, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
considering that put us out of our room as well, why don't you just bed with us? Seeing as you're technically hurrying us to escort you anyway.
Miss Chemise, if need be, you can have my bed. I'm more than capable of handling the floor.
She looks over at Icarus and just kind of looks him up and down, and then looks over to Jurnis and says, "That would be acceptable."
I love it. Right, so everyone's good with the rooms? Yeah, no problem?
Yep.
I don't think
Charles
I'm
is just
no
gonna
not really sure.
guy Chemise away and says, I don't blame you for not wanting to shack up with the murder bird.
He even does his player, so...
I feel like he's going to peck my eyes out.
not sure I have a room, but how well do I know the surrounding area?
For the most part, you're not very familiar with the town itself. Where you are at the moment is around... Oh, get off snapping. There we go. You're currently around 30 odd miles away from the city. So it does... It's a small it's a small village for the most part. You don't think there's many other places to go.
What about just pitching a tent outside?
I mean, you could do that. You could, step a bit away from some of the buildings. There are wolves in the general area. It is. Give me a nature check. Give me a quick nature check.
There's picture signs everywhere that say "Mind the Wolves."
Yeah.
Do that right? I did do that right.
You go on the character sheet. You click on. There's should be a thing with all your different skills on, and one of them should say. There you go. Yeah, nature. Yeah. Should be fine. You don't see why it'd be a problem. So, do you go outside?
No.
Oh, okay. Spoil my fun. All right then. So we've got Skullface, Ang, and
Courtesy.
Miss Courtesy. Then you've got Jurnis, Graz, and Glorth. And then for the third room, we have Icrius on the floor. We have Chemise, and is Tahu joining them?
If there's open spot.
Jurnis and Graz and Glorth.
Oh wait, no, there's a fourth room. So yeah, no, technically you could have a room all to yourself if you wanted.
Then
There
I'll
were
just take the
three
leftover
rooms.
room.
Okay.
Skullface is kind of shepherded dogging with them as well.
I would take
I
the
want-
leftover room, and if there's room, I would kind of like silently notion for anybody to join me.
Okay.
Just
Does
floor
anyone
space,
wish
whatever.
to? Does anyone wish to do that instead?
Was Aang rooming with?
Skullface and Courtesy.
Okay.
And I'm with Jurnis.
So real quick, did Roll20 update, or is that just this version of the game?
How do you mean? Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Yes, this is... you missed it last week. These are new character sheets that I've been using. Basically because they've got a few extra bells and whistles. So if you are really tired, exhausted, or whatever, it will automatically calculate how many points of exhaustion you get. And it's going to, do stuff to dice rolls and everything. It's just a little bit of extra flavour we're working with.
Okay.
Yeah. Apologies about that. Yeah. I forgot
Looking
you.
at my character sheet, I'm like,
It's like, what is this shit? Oh no! Yeah, it's all good. So, you all make way to your different rooms. Jurnis, you have in your possession a book. Do you not?
I have 2 books.
Yes. What is the first book?
Are you referring to the black one?
There is a black book, yes.
Or do you mean the green one?
Now, refresh my memory. Did you actually pick up the green one, or did you hand that back?
I legit can't remember. I think I handed it back. I
Yeah.
have the strange black book.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I took the green book.
Yeah. Again, I think this was over a year ago. I do believe that the book was you basically saw it, and then Haycroft, the secretary, took it from you. We can retcon that at a later date should that not be the case, but for the time being, you have the black book that everyone has been obsessing over, and you also have a small round blue stone. Okay, that's a little bit creepy.
No, I love it. Why do you have my white noise machine on this?
Yeah. It is pretty
Oh,
stormy.
you all think I'm joking.
No, people use white noise machines all the time to help them sleep.
No, I'm talking about this white noise machine. This specific
spooky
one with all
noises.
the spooky noises.
Honestly, no, I could buy it.
Yep.
One, because I know what you like with your horror shtick, and two, hey, I can hear the same noises that you're listening to right now, and I think they're kind of chill too.
Me too. I'm like, ooh, yeah,
Green
that's
and
very
gold,
nice.
It's very relaxing. But anyway,
So, Jurnis, what do you do?
has everyone else gone to sleep?
Graz, I would say that Glorth seems pretty tuckered out. He seems to have failed in his attempt to build a better mousetrap. And he's just sort of like curled up in a little ball. Give me a quick perception check.
Sure.
You've been so good so far. Let's see how long that look lasts. Holy, come on! Okay. He actually doesn't seem like he's having the best sleep. Seems to be a little bit tossing and turning. You don't speak Undercommon, do you?
I do not.
No, I'm afraid you're not sure what he's saying, but it's less, like screaming in a nightmare, but he doesn't seem to be having the best night's sleep. Graz is sort of half curled up with small hip flask, and she's poking through the remains of her, now devoured stash. She looks over to you. You like that, Red?
Yes, I'll just be back in a moment. Nature calls. And she's
Give me a
going to...
deception check.
Sure.
I would say as well with disadvantage, because give me a perception, an insight check from Graz, please.
Insight from Graz. That means I have to
Yeah.
find a spell sheet, which means I have to find it.
Yeah.
There it is. Insight.
Her eyes narrow, and she's now fully awake. Where exactly is this core of nature going to take you, mate?
Jurnis is just gonna glance around. Chemise didn't come in with us, right? She went over with the Kenku, right? Or is
Yes.
she there?
I believe so, yes. It is just you, a sleeping Glorth, and Graz.
Okay. Jurnis is gonna hold out the stone. Remember this.
Yes, I do.
My intention was to perhaps get away from the town a little bit and try and contact them lest they try a more murdery way of getting my attention again.
Look, Red, look. And she's trying to keep her voice down, not to wake Glorth. You don't honestly think I'm gonna let you go alone, right? Now, let's be honest. I do not want to get involved in any of this, but we kind of are. I was with you. It was us and that blue tiefling fella. So, I'm just as implicated as you. Well, not as implicated, but, That having been said, I'm not leaving you alone. So, please stop trying to be the hero, and trust me to have you back.
I wasn't trying to be a hero, I was just trying to get a clear escape, but I appreciate you coming along.
Here, give me that bowl. Gestures
She'll hand
to-
over the whiskey.
She takes a very deep belt. Give me a constitution save for this.
For Graz.
Yeah. Little goblin constitution. Okay. Graz, let's just put it this way. She hands it back to you. She's like, oh, that was a bad idea. Oh, shit. Yep. fuck it, let's do this. You can consider Graz drunk. So let's just say, if let's just mechanically speaking, we'll consider the fact that she has a level of exhaustion, but she's immune to fear.
All right.
So you and your far more tipsy goblin teddy bear are off on a little adventure.
All right.
You head a little ways outside the village. Let me just get over here. So just say that, boop.
Does that mean they left Chemise alone?
Chemise, right? Chemise, I believe, is in the same room as Icrius. Is that not correct?
No, she did not.
Tahu.
No.
Oh, with Tahu. My apologies. No. Okay, so.
Oh, I thought she was with Jurnis. That's why I was confused.
So did I.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't hear that. Okay,
Yeah.
then.
That
is not how
perfectly fine.
Roll a dice and decide whether or not odd and even where she ended up.
I just say you just work it so that she ended up with the Kenku. Something weird happened in some conversation, and suddenly she's with the Kenku. That's good with me.
Yeah. Okay. Apologies about that. There was
only one bed in my room and it was already getting crowded. There we are.
Mm-hmm.
That's your reason.
Mm-hmm. Fan art comes later. Well, yeah. So you two head outside. Dark night air, stormy over skies. What do you do?
We're gonna go just a little outside the village. Not far enough away that we'll lose the light.
Mm-hmm.
Enough away that from the casual observer will be lost in shadows.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's going to focus on the orb and try to use it.
Okay. Give me a Arcana with advantage. Okay. You are no stranger to magical items, despite the fact that many of them are somewhat restricted, controlled, regulated. Your travel with Florian showed you some very interesting things that not every travelling bard would know. You understand exactly how to use this. You squeeze onto it, you concentrate, and you hear a rooster. You hear a...
Fuck, how long did you sleep?
Yeah, quite a while. You hear a very unwelcome but familiar voice. Who is it this time? I don't have forever. Just give us what we want, or else there will be trouble.
And it's good to hear from you again as well.
Well, Miss Gloomspeaker, it has been a while. How did you recover this item?
Let's just say I have a few friends with sticky fingers. Speaking of sticky fingers, I've acquired the book.
Oh, that is wonderful news. When we checked in, we realized that this stone was no longer in your possession. We became distressed. At first, we thought you might have abandoned our deal. That would have been a bad idea, but this is good. This is good. Hold tight and we'll be right there.
By right there, do you mean in a day or two, or?
Oh, we have been close to the city for a while. We can't. Well, going into the city itself would be an issue, but. You hear the voice stop for a moment, and then it realizes 33 miles. Oh, you are a ways away. We might not be able to get there tonight. What was it doing out there?
Well, it wasn't acquired around here, but this is where I was able to contact you without raising eyebrows.
That is appreciated. Well, that might change things. We may... Let me think. I think we can make it in about 2-3 hours tops, if you're willing to wait up for us.
I suppose no would be incredibly rude.
Oh, you're learning. That's good. We'll see you soon. Oh, and don't worry. Now that we know you got the orb, we can find you wherever you want us to meet.
I thought that might have been the case.
The orb goes cold in your hand.
Oh my god. Well,
Everything alright?
they're coming.
Graz looks a little panicky. She kind of glances around at the woods, the hills, the mountains nearby. How soon?
They said a few hours.
I think I need a coffee. So, you have, let's say, 2 to 3 hours to prepare for the arrival of your patrons. What do you do in that time?
Oh, is it wise to wake the others? Or at least Skullface? But then again, I don't want to get him involved because that will endanger his daughter, and if I put his daughter in danger, he'll kill me.
Give me an intelligence check.
Intelligence? Okay.
The DM may throw you a bone, we'll see.
Jurnis be panicking.
I mean, it's in character. Yeah. Oh my gosh, the emotes are amazing. So, I don't know. You got 2 hours. You have a book. You know they're coming towards the orb. What are you gonna do?
I'm exceptionally tempted just to leave the book and the orb in the forest and run, but they will probably burn the town down. Okay. She's gonna tell Graz to basically hide out in the town, keeping an eye in the general area, and if shit goes bad, go wake the others.
One last bone. Give Graz an intelligence check. Technically with disadvantage because she's drunk.
Did that roll? There.
A 6. She's just yeah. All right. Look, are you sure you're gonna be all right by yourself out here?
Nope, but at least they'll hopefully not burn the town down.
Right. Okay. She goes.
Graz, you know me, I can talk my way out of a lot of situations.
Yeah, but not everything. Just please don't die. Right?
I will try my very best not to.
She looks like she's about to go away, and she hugs you,
Aw.
which is a first.
Joe's gonna be stunned for a moment and then return the hug.
Okay. She eventually heads back to the tavern. So, we are currently at, I would say, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. Is everyone just sleeping as normal? Or is anyone doing unusual activities? That can be broadcast on Twitch.
Nothing unusual. Chemise is very nervous about her Kenku roommate, but so she's sleeping sort of fitfully.
Well,
if she's asleep at all.
you would have noticed immediately upon just following me, probably. I'm assuming you're rooming with me,
Yeah.
right? Okay, you'd immediately just notice that I tend to keep to myself, and I'm very quiet, and I immediately just went to sleep.
She likes that, but she's still a little nervous and watching. She's trying to avoid sleeping but she's tired.
I sleep like a bird, not a sound from me.
Aww.
Aww.
I just picture you now with just sitting there with your beak on your chest.
Why?
little feather going up and down and up and down.
Okay. I would say as well that after a little while you feel a cold, reassuring sensation in the back of your mind. Not to worry, I think we can deal with them should we need to. They are asleep. You can rest easy. I will protect you.
Thank you.
I always will. Is there anything you wish to discuss?
What do we do about him?
The Paladin?
Mm-hmm.
I have an idea, my friend. I don't believe I'm close enough yet, but get me close to him while he sleeps. I think I'll be able to do something.
I can do that.
Good girl.
Good night.
Good night. So, Jurnis,
Yeah!
you are alone, unprotected. Well, you've got a rapier, and your sharp wit, which is far more deadly than a rapier. I would say you've had a short rest, but you're not sleeping, so you've not had a long rest. This was after the fight with the Febriders, so then you did not make any of those intelligence checks, so there can be no hints from the DM, I'm afraid. So, what are you going to do for the next 2 to 3 hours? Aside from bricking it.
Jurnis is gonna have a look around and basically familiarize herself with the clearing and try and pick out the best ways to basically nope out of the situation.
Okay, yeah, we can do that. Give me an intelligence check, please. Or either investigation or survival. It's your call, since intelligence is betraying you.
I'll go with investigation.
15. Okay. You find a decent enough clearing. Again, it's a little bit further from the village itself. I would say you're about 10-15 minutes walk away from there. reasonably cut off. Though there are several little areas where you think you could duck into that it might cause difficulty for a large armor-plated dragon to chase after you, at least for a moment.
Pretty much just planning an escape route because I know I'm going to fuck this up.
So,
Damn it,
I
Jules,
would
why do you
say-
care more about innocent life than your own?
final question. With your remaining hour or so, what are you going to do? You currently have all your new toys, your handgun, all the little things in your inventory, the book. What are you going to do?
Oh dear. She's gonna set the book and the stone on a rock on the other side of the clearing.
Mm-hmm.
Basically trying to get as much space between the book and keeping herself next to her little escape route.
Okay. Okay then. Alright, so in that case, bear with me just one moment while I get this set up.
Why don't I have dimension door?
That's a very good question. That is a very, very good question. Oh well. So, time passes. You find yourself, and you've basically sequestered yourself over here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, basically at the very edge of the woods, waiting for anything to happen. The book and the stone is right over here. Oddly enough, the stone reminds you of the shape of a potato for some reason.
Important caveat though, I will be
Yes.
playing my lute. I will continue playing my lute as much as possible.
Okay, let me see if there's actually a loot that we can have to give you a little bit of comfort. No. Oh well. This is the closest thing I've got to a loot. I don't think it fits, so
There's method to my madness. This is
I
another
believe
back.
there is. I believe there is.
Ran away. I did not.
I did not.
Brave, brave, brave Lady Jurnis. Anyway, after some time, you're looking up and you start to hear the wind pick up. At least you think it's the wind. And come on, where did you go?
Yeah, she bravely shot herself when fled. I know that musical off by heart.
We believe you.
Help me.
Never. So,
Why?
because I'm a
why? That is true. And I'm a
Okay.
I'll
masochist.
say this wind sounds like someone's having a conversation.
Yeah,
I hate you.
oh my gosh. Okay. So, there you are.
Love how Dennis is the only one who got that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got it.
Mighty Boosh. Mighty Boosh is a
Yeah.
thing.
I watched the Mighty Boosh.
Mm. Sorry, I'm clicking 3 things at once. You hear flapping. And this huge shape appears in the night sky, blocking out the remaining ambient light, the deep midnight blue of the sky. And as it comes down, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, Jurnis.
Oh no.
That's a fucking dragon. It's that's a dragon. How is that a dragon? That's not that's a fucking dragon. And then you start to remember. You remember everything about what happened the last time you encountered this group of individuals. And you're like, how the fuck did I forget this? As you're trying to process this, however, the dragon lands with a large crunch.
I am both relieved and regret this decision.
And it begins pacing around the area, sniffing at the stone, which is moving because I selected, I don't think. Anyway.
It knocked it off the rock and rolled away.
Yes. So, as you're taking a look at it, it seems like this dragon is there. You notice like blue scales, but they're buried by large pieces of metal, armor, strange bits of what seem to be technology grafted onto the body. The kobolds on top of it are wearing similar metallic armor, blue scales, white claw prints across their faces, and riding the dragon at its head is the creature that you remember as the Kobold Talon. This strange moray eel looking thing, draconic in some form. Whatever the hell this creature is, it is not like anything you've seen before. Covered in metal armor, a huge greatsword at its back, strange mechanical devices across its armor. It's very... For those of you who ever watched it, the opening to Hellboy, the whole Anungrama glove that Rasputin has, kind of that, but the whole armor. There are lenses in front of its face that are clicking in and out as it's scanning the area and sees you. The moray eel type face opens into a massive feral grin. Well, there you are. She slowly steps down. Strange, bizarre creature slowly steps forward, snaps its finger behind her, and the other kobolds jump off in a defensive position. One of them scurries over and grabs both the book and the stone. Well, thank you so much for coming to see us, my dear. I thought
agreed to help.
You did. And you have indeed. She snaps her fingers, and the little kobold scurries over with the stone and steps back. Give me a perception check, by the way.
Sure.
With an 11, I would say that you notice as she's getting closer, she looks a little different from when you last saw her. A lot of the armor seems badly scuffed. You remember there being a lot more kobolds with her the last time. And as you look around, from the various wear and tear, it looks like they've been in the middle of a pretty bad fight. They survived, clearly, but they do seem to have reduced numbers to what you recall. So, she takes the book, she caresses it, lovingly in a very sinister fashion. Starts flipping through the pages. As you don't speak Draconic, you've no idea what she's saying, but she looks very pleased. Yes, this is wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much. You have no idea what this means to us.
Well, you did enlist my aid in a rather unconventional manner, and I do tend to keep my word.
Very wise to do so. She hands the book back to, I would say this one actually steps forward. This kobold seems a little bit more hardy and sturdy than the other ones. If Roll20 would let me. And he's going to step back up with a stone.
Question. Has it
Yes.
been over a minute since they landed?
I would say it's been around a minute, yeah. Okay. Let me just bring up their character sheets.
I'm going to use enthralling performance, because I did not stop playing.
Yeah, I bet you didn't. Okay.
I would like to target Moray Eel, the beefier-looking kobolds, 2 of them, and why the fuck not, the dragon.
Oof, okay.
Even if they succeed, they don't know I tried to magically influence them.
Okay. Wisdom save, you say. Let me get this up. Okay. Because I didn't think you'd be stupid enough to try something, but okay. I say that with respect. Okay.
Jurnis, you have caught the Seth today, haven't you?
Like I say,
Okay.
even if this fails, they don't know I tried to magically influence them. They think I've just been sitting here playing my goddamn instrument.
Mm-hmm. So how many of the regular kobolds did you
2.
target?
I can only
2.
target 4 creatures.
Okay. Did you target the slightly beefier kobold or just the regular kobolds?
The beefy kobold.
Okay, let me just bring him up. That is gonna be... Come on. Come on now. There we go. Let's have a wisdom saving throw from you. And last but not least, let's get the Cobalt Talon. Let's get her wisdom save. Okay. You notice that she has... Her expression hasn't changed. She's got this sort of like feral, sinister grin. This guy and this guy, however, their expressions kind of change a little. And they're just like looking at you with like awe and reverence. It's like...
What about the dragon?
That is a fair question. The dragon is not really doing anything. Give me a nature check.
Is more machine now than dragon?
Possibly, yes. It looks like it's just staring blankly ahead. There's a slight rhythmic breathing from the creature, but it's not paying attention to you. It's not paying attention to the kobolds around it. It's just there. So, the Kobold Talon steps forward a little bit more with a big smile. Now, it has been a long week since we last met. I don't believe we properly discussed a reward. Is that correct?
I do believe that would be correct, yes.
Well, she slowly taps the side of her leg, and there's this fairly sizable looking pouch on it. Would you like to come and claim your reward, Miss Gloomspeaker?
I think... I hope you don't know that I hope you know that I mean no offense, but you and your companions are a very intimidating lot. And probably well deserved.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
perhaps we'll just share little words for the moment. May I ask what it is you have there?
In the pouch. Or the book.
Oh, the book is your business.
That is the correct answer. Just for that, she unhooks the pouch and she lays it on the ground right next to her. In there is 100 platinum pieces.
Bloody hell.
You have no idea how big that is for this setting as well. I'm so sorry, Jurnis. Say again, please.
That is a substantial reward.
That it is. You have given us a substantial gift.
And
Tell me,
I
Matt.
hope I won't regret it.
Salazar somewhere is going, down, 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 go, 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 mine, mine, mine.
The Talon gives you a piercing look. Did you really come by yourself now? And as you look at her, the lenses sort of click into place, and she's looking around intently. You get the feeling that she's looking in places where nobody could possibly be hiding, but very intently. I would say you're able to piece together the fact that if someone were hiding, those goggles might do something about it. Interesting.
My godly companion wanted to accompany me, but I sent her away. Other than that, I have no knowledge.
Oh, that is so sweet. Well, your gold's right here. And she points to the pouch on the floor next to her. You may do with it as you wish. She turns around and starts to walk away.
So many things I want to say, but I'm alive and I don't want to tempt fate.
She gets to about there and she stops. And again, the long curved neck, it's like the body doesn't move, but the long curved neck just sort of like turns around. It is the creepiest thing you've ever seen. Incidentally, if you are capable of finding, shall we say, some similar items, we would appreciate it and are willing to pay even more.
I shall keep your kind offer in mind.
I hope you do. Though I suspect you might forget some of the details. It's a problem that you mundanes have. Remember this, though. we exist, and we will reward those who help us. Those who don't. She reaches forward and she pulls up her wrist, and you see her push a couple of buttons on it. As she does so, the dragon behind her sort of like twitches into action. It sort of like raises itself up on its back legs and lets forth a huge blast of blue flame into the night sky. Give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Nope. Jurnis is not happy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, what now?
Good.
She is managing somehow to keep her poker face and just be like, huh, that's a thing. Internally, it's like, ah!
In fact, since you've been so helpful so far, she steps back forward and she drops the sending stone back into the bag with a platinum. We may be in touch if we see something. We hear a whisper of another one of our books.
I suppose.
And you will tell us if you find anything, won't you, Miss Gloomspeaker?
I'm going to assume that the accepting of the stone is not optional.
She gives you a very deep grin. And was told you were smart. I'm glad to know that one of my sources was correct.
Oh, now I'm curious as to who's speaking about me.
You have done us a favor, that is true. How about this? You find any more of our property? I'll give you the name of the one who told us about you. Do we have a deal? Do we have a deal? And you notice like the little bits of the bulbs and everything start flaring up. There's a little bit of electrical sparking.
That is.
Good. She plops the stone in the bag, picks up the bag, and tosses it at your feet.
I suppose this means we'll be in contact more frequently. I hope any other interactions we have are just as pleasant.
Well, that's up to you, isn't it, Maddie? She slowly steps back onto the dragon.
One more question.
The other kobold.
If I may.
Yes? Yes, Maddie.
You mentioned I'd forget, and I did before. Is there any way to avoid that? Or is that just a thing that's going to happen?
Dush. 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 Dush.
Okay then.
A very good question. She basically leans forward on top of the dragon, looks down at you, the intense yellow eyes behind the lenses. If you've got that stone, we can always remind you. Until then, it's up to you, really. Some people remember better than others. Anything else, my dear?
You're obviously a very busy person. I wouldn't want to hold you back. Fair travels.
And to you, my dear. And they fly away. You watch the dark shape head into the night sky. A minute or two later, merges in with the dark clouds and is gone.
Jurnis is gonna wait until she's sure they're far enough away, move behind the tree, and vomit. Oh god!
I would say as well, you are definitely sober at this point.
Oh, very much so.
Good. I don't need to waste 5 points of lay on hands on sobering up the tiefling.
Congratulations! You didn't check the book out. You didn't. I'm not being mean. I'm just like, oh, Jurnis, you poor thing. And instead of getting rid of them, you're now deeper in with them. Oh, fuck. I'm sorry.
Marvelous.
I'm sorry.
How much did you say was in
Marvelous.
that bag? 100 platinum?
Yes. Oh, so you opened the bag?
Yeah.
Okay, so inside the bag, you find the orb that is now very familiar to you.
Yeah.
Cold, ice blue, actually sort of like, a deep blue stone. And in it, alongside that, you do see, it looks to be about 100 pieces of platinum. I mean, it looks like platinum. You are going to need to wash off the blood stains.
Oh, Jesus.
You get the impression that this is not a group that carries their own money. And they collected this.
I don't know why I expected anything less. Prestidigitation.
Okay, fair enough. The blood is physically removed, but in the back of the mind, you're like, yep. Or,
Yep.
oh, it is now 3 o'clock in the morning. You are getting close to a point of exhaustion, my dear. What are you gonna do now?
Head back to the inn and tell Graz I'll explain in the morning and sleep.
Okay.
I honestly feel that there was no way I was going to get out from under these people's thumbs regardless of what happened.
We might have a conversation after the stream about that.
Oh no.
Yeah. Okay. So, you get back to the tavern. Graz is at the door. She's outside. You can tell she's been listening for the slight sound. In fact, I will say this. Just as you're checking the platinum, you see Graz at the edge of the forest, crossbows ready. The little display with a fire kind of caught her attention. Red, you okay? Where are they? What's going on?
They're gone. Don't worry.
Oh, fuck. Are you alright?
I need to either sleep or drink. And I think sleep would be the better option.
I mean, I got this first, though, and she hands you the bottle, and she just gives you the biggest hug ever. Oh, don't scare me like that again.
Graz, if I have any ideas like that before, I want you to punch me.
I fucking will. Don't you worry about it. Oh.
It seems they liked our work. So, if we see another one of those books, we'll give it to them. Goody.
I mean...
I'll tell you the full story in the morning. I'm exhausted.
Right. So just to clarify, they are not coming back. they're done now, though, right? We're not going to have to see them again, right?
Well,
You
I'm going to show her the orb. They gave me this back. And told
She
me...
takes the bottle of whiskey back from you,
Yeah,
and
yep,
she
that's my
is,
thought.
yep.
I'm going to tuck it into an empty pouch and tie it closed and just put it in a deep pocket. It says, they said they want me to hold on to it in case we see another book. I don't think we'll ever see another book, Graz. Also, did Jurnis have to do her wisdom check to remember or forget, or is that going to be when she sleeps?
That is when she sleeps. Good. Thank you for asking that question, though.
Okay. Graz,
Yeah.
how much do you remember about Hacksmith?
I mean, we were on the Zeppelin, and then it got hit. We were going down. Then there was the town was on fire. There was, people running. There was kobolds everywhere. There was that creepy dragonborn chick, and she had like this flying machine and everything.
The dragon.
You what?
Whatever happened in Hacksmith, they somehow made us forget about the goddamn dragon. It came back. That's what the fire was.
Yeah, maybe we're done with this for now. And she puts the bottle away. Give me a persuasion with disadvantage.
Sure.
I'm telling you, it was this big.
Huge.
Okay.
I will tell you
Dragon.
this now, Graz. In the morning, it'll most likely I will forget everything that happened there. But wait. You didn't see the dragon. That means you might not forget if I tell you everything. And then if I forget in the morning, you can remind me. This might be a way that we can get one over on them and remember. She said that the mundanes always forget, and that is how they get round being spotted.
Graz looks at you with a mixture of confusion, genuine concern, and basically she's like, you've just been talking about walking around with your underwear on your head and think it's a good idea. I don't.
Graz, I want you
Yeah.
to humor me on this. I know this is going to sound insane, but
Well, that's good. That's good.
Yes,
Did you know that?
Okay. I'm going to tell you what happened. In the morning, if I forget, tell me. Tell me what I missed.
Okay.
Because if I forget, that means I'm right.
Okay. Oh, all right. You got my words.
So,
Come on, let's.
the way back, Jurnis will basically tell her everything.
Okay. Well played. Yeah. Well done. Well done. Okay.
I literally just had a light bulb moment there. I was thinking, this will work. Hopefully.
Yeah. Who knows what happens? So, the two of you head back. You have your conversation. She looks a little okay, but she is actually. You'll notice she is making notes in her notebook. So, you head back to the tavern. You sleep, and I would say in order to get the benefits of a long rest, you are going to have to sleep in a heck of a bit.
Jurnis intends to do that.
Okay.
I'll let other people do something.
Okay.
Do I need to do the wisdom save?
I think you need to give me Let me just open up the exact rules because I have my own rules set up for delusion. Let's see. Let me just make sure we've actually got that correct. Yes. No. So we've already got the wisdom saving throw done, which you passed because you remembered. Now we need to see if you can retain that memory. I want you to roll a D100, and let me bring up your character sheet because a little bit behind the scenes, every single character has a hidden score that only the DM knows about.
Ooh. Sanity
Yeah.
rules.
You know what?
Very
You
sassy.
know what? Not too dissimilar. A 23, and your delusion is that. So that means... Okay. Unfortunately, so you have one heck of a heavy sleep. And we'll come back to what happens later. Meanwhile, the rest of you all.
Hey, before
What?
anything on that, I'm sorry that
Yeah.
I had a little weird interruption here. Someone came to my door, so I'm sorry if that was carrying on the mic. Was it?
Oh, we didn't hear anything. We didn't hear
I
anything.
thought
Oh.
I heard a doorbell, but I thought it was me hitting my mic stand.
No, it was not. It was here, so that's cool.
No
I'm
worries.
going
Sorry.
to quickly nip to the loo.
Hey, real life happens, you know.
Yeah. So good. So, it's a brand new day in this small little town. It's a new day, it's a new dawn, it's a new life. And Jurnis ain't feeling too good. So,
No.
the rest of you guys wake up. There's currently no real activity coming from the room with the tiefling goblin and the Devillo gnome. What are you guys doing in the meantime in your preparations for travel?
Chemise wakes up and wants and gets dressed as fast as she can. She's being quiet, trying to be mindful of the sleep in Kenku. If the Kenku is still asleep, are you still asleep, Kenku friend?
What time is it?
I would say it's about 8:30 to 9 in the morning at this point. It's been a
Oh, you're
good
awake.
7 hours. Yeah.
I would have woke up at like 6 or 7.
Would you
Okay.
have stayed in the room or gone downstairs? It's
I would have left very, very quietly.
Okay, then Chemise wakes up, gets dressed, and immediately goes to... I assume that there are no bathing facilities anywhere in this room. Is that a correct assumption on my part, given the nature of the dive bar tavern?
Yeah, basically there is one small communal tap room. At this point in the morning, there's only one other person in front of you, but once they've finished with it, it is free for use.
Okay, then she's going to get as cleaned up as she can. Is there any mirrored surface in there?
There is a small, fairly dirty mirror set into the wall.
Yeah, and Chemise is looking at it, and she is shaking and saying, "What happened? What did we do?"
It's fine. It's
not
fine.
fine. What am I doing?
You're doing what you need to do to survive. No one can survive without food. That's nature.
And she...
Incidentally,
Sorry.
just to make things a little more uncomfortable for you, Dee, you notice that it's yourself saying this.
Yes,
Your mouth
yes,
is
that's what I figured.
moving.
That's what I figured, yes. That's exactly it. And is she being able to be observed? Is she completely alone in there?
Oh, she's completely alone. But there, basically, it is just one door between you and the rest of the tavern. And you... I would say you have a minute or two before someone else is waiting outside for their turn.
Yeah. She quickly takes off her necklace after looking around to make sure she can't be observed and looks at her face. And I sent you a question, and you can answer it just with a yes or no.
I would say your appearance... From when was the last time you would have done this?
Before she went on the caravan trip with the Knolls. Before then.
Oh, that would be... I would say that would be a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, that's the last time she did it.
Yeah, things do seem to have progressed.
There's more. There's more.
Yes, no, it's all right. Don't
I wanted to
worry
stop.
about it. I know, just put the pendant back on. It will be fine. This is why we have it. You
Put
don't
the
need
pendant
to
back
worry. As you put the pendant back on, give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh, somebody else has poison in there.
This is my... Believe it, can you guess what my favourite saving throw is as a DM?
Wisdom.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Note to
It's kind of a
self:
catchphrase.
make a druid from now on.
Okay, that is actually... Yeah, your friend wants you to put it back on. He's trying to calm you down. But it's your choice. You do whatever you wish.
She stands there and does nothing. And am I correct in assuming at some point someone knocks on the door?
I would say after a minute or two, you do hear... Oh, come on, look, I haven't got all day. I'm dying for a shit here. Come on. I have no idea why I went down that road. I'm sorry.
She puts the pendant back on, puts her cloak back up over her head, and says, "Yes, that's fine." And she opens the door and stomps out. And she does the whole High School Musical. Ma, and she walks into the. Does all the bad and okay. Hello, everyone. And if there's anyone down there, otherwise she just.
There would be. Icrius would have gotten up early along with Tahu. He is a holy lad, morning prayers and all that.
Hello, Icarus. And Tahu is there too?
Yes, early birds.
Yes. Hello, Icarus. Hello. Did you say your name to her, Tahu?
There was a mess. That's
I
a point.
didn't say I haven't said my name, but the message said my name.
Did I hear that? Because I don't think I was there at that time.
We had not met Chemise or Icrius at that point.
And hello, I don't think I got your name.
In the best way that I can. Tahu.
Tahu. Yes. Very good. And she's a little flustered, and she fans herself, and then sits down at the table with them and says, "So when are we departing? I'm eager to get moving."
Well, that remains to be said, my dear. I believe you did not specify a time yourself. I mean, we are journeying together on your behalf, so we leave at your call.
Well, I've already eaten, so as soon as possible.
Already eaten, you say?
Yes.
But as I understand it, you just left your room. Do you have rations of sorts?
Yes, of course. I've been traveling for a while. I don't really trust. I don't really trust this tavern food.
Well, if you have a problem with it, I could detect its worthiness to be consumed on your behalf.
That's all right. Like I said, I already had something that I had with me.
I think the lady's problem is less to do with poison and more just not very good cooking.
Yes, what our friend said.
Good morning, Master Skullface. Did see you arrive.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
How is Skullface feeling on this morning, by the way?
He's got a bit of a headache. Not quite. He's not hungover because he didn't drink all that much, but it's more just he wants to get back home.
Okay. Ang, how did you sleep?
Ang slept alright. And he did some yoga before coming downstairs. Himself nice and limber.
I get a feeling that Skullface and Courtesy probably had a conversation about what she's going to do. So,
Yeah, Courtesy did actually bring you up to speed on her plans, and she also did have a very brief conversation with you, very similar to one she had with Jurnis. Ang was there too, where she said in no uncertain terms, if he finds out about Christina, he dies. If any of you tell him about her, you die. With respect.
And also, was Aang there when I was there last time?
Yes.
he was there.
Yeah, Ang was around.
And I heard
it.
Aang's name, right?
I believe Ang would have introduced himself. Is that correct, Icy?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And hello, Aang. Are you ready? Are we ready? I'm very eager to get moving.
Well, my dear, I believe the tiefling bard and her goblin companions have yet to join us.
Of course.
Speaking of, Jurnis, Graz, Glorth. Actually, I would say this. You awaken to find Glorth jumping up and down on the bed. Oh my god, it's morning. Are we going? Are we going?
Oh, Gloth, why?
Hi.
Good morning to you too, Blueberry.
You okay? You didn't sleep well? I slept great.
Gloth, why have you attached things to the wall?
Well, you see, the wall, it looked a little bit of an, it needed a few things, so I made a few adjustments because you were really sleeping, and it's like, I was trying to wake you, but you didn't do anything, and basically over the next minute or so, as your eyes come into focus, you see, you know how in conspiracy theorist videos where they've got strings, like strings connected to little pins and everything? It's kind of like that, but you see hanging from it, like, again, where he gets them from, you don't know. But there's these little parachutes, and there's like a spring there somewhere, and you start to feel very unsafe about the idea of staying in this room for much longer.
If you squint at it just right, it looks like an airship.
Yeah.
Alright, I need to get up. Okay. So, Jurnis is going to sit on the edge of the bed and rub her forehead and try to remember the night before.
As you think back to the night before, you remember being there in the cold, in the dark, being afraid. You remember the conversation with the strange dragonborn. You remember their arrival on the weird, creepy flying machine. You also remember that you kind of agreed to do them a favor and find more of their books for them.
Oh, fuck, I did do that, didn't I?
Yeah.
Do I remember the conversation I had with Graz?
You remember seeing Graz comforting her and trying to have a conversation about... You think you just told her what happened, just flying machine, and yeah. You just told her about everything that you'd seen.
Cream says everyone sounds like a robot.
Yeah, Cream, you may need to leave and re-enter the call. Alright, well, if she doesn't remember the specifics of that conversation... well, I suppose we overslept.
You're muted, hon.
I know. Everyone was sounding like a robot.
I would say, Jurnis, you do seem to be... It's like your microphone does seem to have changed a little bit. And I do know that my microphone is a complete piece of ass, and I do apologise for that. It's like one day I will be able to afford a replacement. It's just, it is what it is, I'm afraid.
Oh, it's happening with everybody for me.
Oh, everybody.
Everybody is sounding like a robot. Like, it sounds like either full-on connection issues, almost. Or
If
sit
it,
rate?
I mean, you sound fairly clear, so it might
it's
be
going
on
in
your
and out
end.
sometimes. Sometimes it's there,
Yeah.
sometimes
It might
it's
be a
not.
Discord issue if it's multiple people.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
on my end, everyone seems clear.
Yeah, it does
Okay.
keep cutting out for me every so often.
Every so often.
Discord, miracles of technology.
Yeah. Alright, well, if Jurnis doesn't remember her conspiracy theory with Graz,
She doesn't.
she's going to gather up the gnome
Mm-hmm.
and turn to look at Graz. Well then, I suppose we'd better go and meet up with the others, or they'll be annoyed at us for sleeping in. Come on.
Yeah. Oh, right. Oh, my head. You alright?
Tired, mostly.
Alright, well, let's just try and get some breakfast and let's get off. I think some fresh air is going to do us all a lot of good.
Alright. And we go down and join the others.
Okay.
Looks like we won't have to fetch them after all.
Sorry about
Morning,
that.
Sue.
Cloth nailed nearly everything in our room to the wall.
Oh, God.
Speaking
Hello,
of
everyone.
did you get my whisper earlier on, Dennis, about Glorth?
Yes, I did. Not to worry. There are things in motion beyond your control.
Then I shall not make that suggestion then.
Just the way I like it.
Just wrestle
Ah.
the gnome into a chair and get some food.
Is everyone together now?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah. Skullface kind of shepherded dog down with him.
Well, I'm so glad that you've all agreed to take me on this journey. I'm so thankful. It means a lot to me. I have a very significant timetable I'm trying to address. And the faster I can get there, the better. But I don't want to jeopardize myself or any of you.
Yes, well, we're heading that way anyway.
It doesn't matter. I'm still thankful. And you will be handsomely paid. I promise. With a bonus if I find what I'm looking for.
Speaking of, my dear, you mentioned your quest is of historical note. I don't suppose you can give us any specifics on that.
What's the name of the islands where she was, Dennis? I can't remember.
Okay, so you had spent some time over here in... Technically, it's less of an island. It's the continent of Taikanai. It's the home of the Sandai, or the Dragonborn,
Could she
as they are
definitively
known.
refer to it as an island?
Sure.
Because that's what I was going for. That she was
Yeah.
like, it's not a continent. I'm not going to give them that respect.
Yeah, I mean, it's only like 700 miles across, and, you know...
an island.
It's an island.
Yeah, I was on. Because remember, she is presenting herself as a refined, sophisticated person who is far above that sort of thing.
Of course.
And so, what's the name of the continent?
Taikanai.
I was on the. I was visiting the island of Taikanai, and I came across an ancient tome. In the tome was described the exact kind of object I'm looking for. I don't know its name or exactly what it does, but it's what I'm looking for. It's something to do with a machine that reads stars? That's all I know for now. I expect to pick up the trail later. There were some technical specifics in the book, nothing you would find interesting. But it's supposed to be in Cosville Grim.
That's a rather bold assumption on your part, my dear.
That's what the texts I found said.
Clarification. You may or may not clarify it if you wish, but the exact name of the city was Neliyal. And through your archaeological research, you know that Neliyal was rediscovered about 400 years ago underneath Cusvelgrim.
Well, more specifically, it's underneath Cusvelgrim. An underground city called Nelia.
Shit.
That's where I'm supposed to be going.
Ah, so this is a mission of archaeological importance.
Perhaps a great deal of archaeological importance. Did I hear a reaction from Skullface?
Did she?
Yeah,
Skullface.
He just let out
Yes.
a very... No, it wasn't screaming it, but it was very loud. Oh, shit.
You know of it? Do you know something about it? Do you know something?
Yeah, I know that place is full of very, very nasty critters.
What kind of nasty critters, if you don't mind my prying?
That's why I'm paying people to help me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking hellspawn, I'm talking aberrations. Let's face it. No,
Well,
I don't. You know what I mean? I'm talking some really nasty stuff.
Well, it's a very good thing you'll have me along. But now, isn't it?
I've seen some of the toughest people in Grimscar thrown into the ruins and get devoured alive by those things.
Well, you seem capable of a group that wouldn't let that happen to me.
No, my dear, no, we would not.
Thank you, Icrius. I feel safer already.
You're very welcome. And you needn't worry about my hide. It's my job to throw myself at these hellspawn.
Anyway, that's where I'm going.
Skullface just has that look on his face. As the warden, would you have encountered anything from down there?
Well, the whole point of the wardens, you are basically you're an extension of the guard, the city guard for the proper city of Cusvelgrim. They can only do so much. Wardens are basically mercenaries who do the work that the official guards, either don't want to do, or it's too dangerous for a salaried worker to do. That kind of thing. And that's all. Your basic purview is to stick to the populated area. The wilds, which is the name given to the side of the sinkhole that doesn't hold Grimscar, that is kind of... nobody lives there. Nobody goes there. As someone who was born in Grimscar, you know that they don't so much have a death penalty, more an eviction penalty. If you do something serious, you get thrown over the wall into the wilds, and there are bets placed on how long you last. Sometimes up to 10 minutes, maybe even an hour.
Look, my Uncle Barney got thrown in that place about 15 years ago. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's dead, as are anyone else who gets thrown into the wilds.
Two bottles of beer on the wall, two. But oh, hey, Dredd, you got any beer?
I'm telling you, you don't want to go in there.
I don't really have a choice.
And there we have it, the final word. Rest assured, Miss Chemise, I'll be right by your
There
side.
is only one person in the entire city who would be crazy enough to even consider going down there. And oh god, I'd rather treat you too, aren't I?
And who would this be?
Oh god. Please don't make me say her name.
Neither me nor Miss Chemise are from these parts, so we wouldn't know. You have no choice.
My friend,
Dennis?
let me impress upon... Sorry, go ahead.
Do I have your permission?
Do you have my permission to do what? Mention a character? I would say we're not at the point where we need to bring her up just yet in terms of actually that. But you can talk about that individual should you so desire.
Interesting.
Okay. Oh god, some crazy elf. She has been part of the watch for God knows how many years. And she's going crazy now to go down there.
Well then, all I know is that I need to go there. I believe, from what I read in that book, that there is only a certain set time when this object can be found. The stars above are always changing. I believe if I miss my chance, if I'm too late, it will be gone again, and it'll be lost to the ages again.
Well, like I say, we'll get to Casvelgrim if we can find her. Fine, you can try and convince her, but seriously, she is nuts.
Is she liable to stop us?
That's what I'm afraid of. She'd probably be ready to go down there in a heartbeat.
I should also like to mention, this seems like a good enough time, and she looks around and then speaks more quietly and says, "This artifact is priceless. If I find it, it could be worth more money than any of you can even conceive of. Perhaps millions of platinum."
That would be quite a substantial fortune.
And you'll notice the deception in the thing was already pre-rolled.
Are you really in this for the money, though, Miss Chemise? You don't strike me as the sort.
I'm not, that's my point. All of you can share whatever it's worth. As long as I get to use it.
Well, the church could use the resources.
I use it, then you are free to do with it what you want.
Skullface is just kind of massaging his temple at the moment.
Your concern is touching Master Skullface, but I don't think you're going to stop us on this.
Look, I've lived down there most of my life. I know the place. Well, I live close enough to get a good idea what's in there, so yeah. I'm not exactly happy with the idea of going in there.
Well, no one's saying you have to.
Will you come with us?
Skullface kind of looks to where his guns are.
You could get those. You could get those fitted to even more to your specifications. You could spend any amount to perfect them.
Nah, to be honest, I don't like having my stuff perfect. Kind of ruins the character.
Your choice.
But, well, my mum would kill me if I let these three go off on their own, so...
She bats her eyes at Skullface.
Your mother is quite an intimidating force.
Yeah, and I have a feeling that if something went wrong, she'd bring Arthur Grimscar looking for us.
I don't know what that means, but it doesn't sound good.
All she needs is that shotgun.
Yeah, I have to admit I'm proud of that little piece of work, but yeah.
She rips and tears until it's done.
I was going to say a little piece of work for a big piece of work, but that's mean, and I like your mother.
Yeah, I suppose, like she'd say, she would tell me that the family owes you all for helping us, and I've got to repay it. So, I'll come with you.
Thank you.
Besides, you're going to need me to talk to you-know-who.
Capital.
So,
Skullface just kind of sits there resigned, and I need to just nip off for a few minutes.
Not a problem, not a problem. So, with a loose, tenuous allegiance formed and a vague plan put into practice, is there anything else you wish to do before you guys start making tracks? I will take that as a no.
No, nothing done on the town as far as I know.
Say that again?
Nothing really need to be done here as far as I know. I assume Courtesy will be taking her leave of us now or at the ferry?
She stands up. Basically, you turn around and she was right behind you the whole time. She kind of sinister the way she does that sometimes.
You know,
Actually,
considering our conversation we had yesterday, that is rather frightening.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I try my best. But yes, I will actually be returning with you to the city in order to finalize the contract with my current client. She gives you a look.
Yes.
Then, once we get to the city, I regret to say I believe we will be parting ways for some time.
As
It has been a
unfortunate as
pleasure.
that is. Do me a little favour.
Yes.
Send my regards on to my little cleric friend.
Yes, of course. Is there anything in particular you would wish me to send to her?
Nothing that I shouldn't say myself, but I have a feeling I'll not be able to go to her for quite some time. But just send her my regards, let her know I'm thinking of her, and I've thought about what she said.
I understand. Yes, that will not be a problem. I give you my word that will be taken care of. Okay, so...
So, Dennis,
Yes, sir.
how crowded is the tavern right now?
I would say the noise you're hearing is pretty much the village outside.
Excellent.
You know, yeah.
Let's do a good morning divine sense.
Okay. Give
I
me a
wanna-
divine sense.
Yeah.
And refresh my memory. What is it that you are detecting exactly?
I don't think I have to specify. It just gives you a general beat on things. Let's see.
Okay.
The presence of strong evil registers on your senses like a noxious odor, and powerful good rings in your ears like heavenly music. As an action, you can open your awareness to detect such forces. Blah, blah. You know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet of you, and it's not behind total cover. You know the type of any being you sense, but not its identity.
Okay.
I can also detect desecration or consecrated ground.
Okay. Okay. All right then. You close your eyes. You focus on the pure, burning flame, the center of your faith. You feel that warmth spread out around you, reverberating off the surfaces, the various people, the souls around you. Before you feel the strong, fiendish nature that comes from Jurnis. Not evil, but you expect this from a tiefling.
Absolutely.
You also feel the far more muted but still slightly detectable trace from miscourtesy as well. Everything seems the same as it was before. You do, again, you think there's a coldness nearby. Something cold, but then you realize you've got your back to the wall and the window is wide open and it is a bit of a chill breeze outside down the back of your neck.
Fair enough. The signal isn't any clearer. Worth a try.
Don't try to test me, boy.
Do I hear that? Do I hear that?
Chemise,
Wait, did that actually happen?
Chemise,
Yes.
you heard that in the back of your mind.
Chemise takes a deep breath in and a deep exhale out with a... Well, shall we get going?
I guess Icarus did hear that.
Oh, I'm very sorry to say that Icrius did not hear that. He wasn't sleeping in the same room yet.
Seems to be the primary word there.
Right. I'm gonna try it. I'm an insight Chemise. Never mind.
Yeah, we just-
Well then, Ang, Tahoe, are we ready to go?
Yeah. Yeah, never mind.
Yep, we're ready. At least I am.
Sorry about that. What did I? Oh my gosh! What
You
was the
muted, huh?
26 for?
Well,
It was
Icrius
to
is
hurt.
inciting.
He was inciting, and she was just like, "Well, shall we get going?"
Skullface still has that look on his face. He does not look well.
Yes. Scissor dash! I mean, Casper Grim! Okay. So, you make your way down to the ferry. It takes a couple of minutes. As it was before, it is 30 silver for the trip. It's 1 silver per mile. The travel will take you around 8 hours in total. Is everyone willing to pay that? That is 30 silver each, by the way.
Yep.
Oh, at that point, I actually would like to do something.
Yes.
She, when they're all getting ready to pay, she says, it says, I brought you on this journey. It's the least I can do. And she pays. What is the
Okay.
total for 30 silver for everybody? So I can take it out of my equipment?
Yeah, if somebody else wants to do the math for me there, because I'm just like, no.
1 second.
If you want to make it around that
Three,
you tip someone or something, that's fine.
4, 5,
Jurnis
6.
is going to try and do
7,
her bargain
8.
shenanigans to get a discount or free ride by offering entertainment.
I would say it's about 24 gold.
That's
in total.
Okay.
Where
Jurnis-
is... Oh, there it is. Okay.
You guys use
I would
Electrum?
say this, Jurnis, you did this on the way up, so give me a persuasion with disadvantage, because that's a good chunk of gold that they would be losing out on. And it's a fairly small barge. It's like you guys are the group, pretty much, and maybe 1 or 2 other passengers.
Give me a moment, I accidentally closed my D&D Beyond.
Got the perfect warlock, the weapons and supplies.
Krim just asked if we use Electrum. I'm gonna say yes because I have 8.
Yes, I think yes. You were actually gifted as part of your reward. You were given Electrum pieces, weren't you, by Margot?
No, it's platinum pieces.
Was it platinum? Okay. Weird.
I might have accidentally put the 8 in Electrum instead of silver.
I just know some people don't like Electrum because it's just a weird off between.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just personal choice, but I have to ask. Yes.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. No.
So how many...
What was the question? I'm sorry. We've got 3 things happening at once. Just one. I'm sorry, Cream. You were asking a question.
No, just do you use Electrum in the world?
Yes. Electrum exists.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll just sing you the ultimate version. D&D Beyond.
Yeah. Okay. And now, D, you had something to say?
Yeah, I just wanted to know how much to reduce my platinum by.
Okay, with a 26 persuasion, yeah, they accept the discount. So take the number that Skullface had. Sephi, you had
24.
a number. Okay, so that's going to be 12. It's just 12 gold. They kind of look.
So that's
Yeah.
Is it
1.5 platinum.
Maybe.
A platinum is 10 gold.
Mhm.
So a platinum and 2 gold pieces.
Yeah, okay. So she does that, and then she gives them another 5 gold as a tip.
They are going to take that very quickly.
Yes.
All right then. All right, shall we be off? And
Skullface kind of plonks himself down in the corner. Dog's kind of with him. He's kind of petting dog.
yeah.
We're getting that sound.
Yes, you are.
So immersive.
Yes.
Dog has spotted some birds on the riverbank.
So realistic.
What a delight
Yes,
that dog
Skullface
is.
Skullface is looking very... Yeah.
Yeah, you are not happy about the potential that your future is taking. You know exactly what is out there in the wilds.
But it's
And that's
Chemise.
only the stuff on the surface.
But it's Chemise, though, so y'all are going to be perfectly fine.
Okay, so I would say this. We do have. This is slightly meta information. We kind of have a bit of a crossroads here. I do have something prepared for a quote-unquote finale, but... Let me think. Okay, yeah, no. I would like somebody who is feeling especially lucky to give me a D100 roll, please.
No,
Why not?
She's like, lots of people want it.
81. Okay.
In this case, I don't know if that's good, bad, or ugly.
You've doomed us all.
I know. So,
Voarcel, it's all of the above.
Rocks fall on
Correct.
eyes.
on a river? No.
See, the way
So-
you said that makes it sound like it could potentially happen.
Yeah,
So you can chuck it, board it, or wait for conditions to improve.
Fair.
Yeah.
It was the time where the rock knocked over the rocks that fell and nearly killed Irina.
And you
No.
couldn't stop it.
The barge is attacked by razor-backed scallops.
So what you're saying, Jurnis, is that the rock rocked the rocks?
Yep.
Stop
you
the
know-
rock.
It could be ill-tempered sea bass.
Well, you know that one time Arena possibly could have gotten out of it if we hadn't been idiots and tied each other to each other.
To be fair, we were working up a logic that we could fall off the mountain.
That was a possibility.
Exactly.
Haraga nearly did. But anyway, back to this game.
Yeah. So Jurnis is playing a little bit of music on the way down. It is
You play very
nice,
well.
relaxing. Do you respond, Jurnis? Chemise mentioned that you play very well.
Oh,
And you have a very deep masculine voice.
thaumaturgy, it works wonders, darling.
He's got a deceptively deep voice. You know, it's like
Do you,
That is
powerful
actually a
vocal
female
cords.
voice. I know that artist.
Hey, there you go.
do you know that I haven't had a chance to relax since coming back from the island?
That's disappointing to hear.
I'm thankful for this moment. With the water and you playing, it's restful.
Well, I do like it when people enjoy my music. Why don't
Thank you, Jurnis.
relax?
And she seems to.
Okay.
And Jurnis is going to look very happy about that.
Oh.
Because what's her life's goal? To make people happy with her music.
Okay. The passage takes a little time. Again, about the 5-hour mark. You've... yes, you are on a boat. You are on a boat. Everybody's looking at you. You're on a boat. Anyway. You enjoy the soothing atmosphere, Jurnis's music, the water, and you suddenly have a bit of an impact. The water seems to churn around you, and the raft, basically the captain of the raft, the bargeman, there we go, the bargeman. He's looking a little bit concerned. He looks over the side.
I swear to God, if tentacles stop raising up.
You know, you say that.
As she says that, Chemise responds and says, "Don't worry, I'm not defenseless."
And I told the bard songs to stop, but they didn't. So, you You are on the wrong map because Roll20 is being an ass. Give me this. Oh my god. Yes, I'm a professional. I'm a professional. There we go. Thank you.
Dun, dun,
You-
dun, 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 dun.
Okay. They pull over to the side. It's like, sorry, I think there's something wrong with the side of the boat there. Just give me one moment. They come up to the side and they're looking at the side of the boat, a little bit concerned. As you look around, you'll notice the scuff marks across the side of the bank. Traces of blood. Burn marks. I would like everybody to give me a perception check.
Jurnis suddenly feels very ill and she doesn't know why.
Hey!
Hmm.
Do you want perception checks from everybody?
If you wish. I would say that with 21s and Wild Dog and everybody, I would say everybody who got over a 15, as you're looking around, you notice that there's a trail of blood leading into the water, and as you are following the trail, you notice that just on peeking up from the surface, two very large, sinister eyes glaring at you.
We have trouble.
Um,
Water.
immediate.
Code.
Do I recognize what that is?
You are not a native of this region.
No, that's why I wondered.
I would say the people who are most travelled in the general area, I'd say Jurnis, I'd say Ang, I'd say Skullface, and Tahu. Give me a nature check, please.
Oh,
Oh
oh no.
Because I have something I'd like to do. If I
Okay.
can.
You see its large reptilian eyes, strange horned brow, and as it slowly starts coming high out of the water towards you, a menacing look on its eyes. You have one chance to do something. What are you going to do?
I know what I'm going to do.
Okay, what are you going to do?
Would I have enough experience to know if this would work on it? Where's the 2GM thing? 2GM. Yes, here we go.
Okay. I would say that particular thing has worked well in the past.
Yeah, and she is going to do that. And she is going to... I'm going to send you what it is, since the other
Yes.
people can't see it.
The Fortlands alligators are fucking weird.
Okay.
And so she like, you see Chemise staring, and then she takes her hands, cups them to her mouth, and blows sand that seems to come from nowhere.
Right, okay. Now, what is the... It's an intelligence check. So, okay, this is interesting. I like this. First of all, intelligence check. Let's get the music a little more dramatic. Where are you, my friend?
Music. Go.
An intelligence check. What's your DC? What's your DC?
Oh god.
My DC?
Yeah.
Which one is that on the thing? I always have trouble
It
finding.
should be on your character sheet. Where under spells, it should say spell save DC.
Spell save DC under spells. Spell save. 14.
Okay, you guys see this weird horned toad-like creature. It looks badly injured, but its eyes are filled with pure venom, and as it's heading towards you, you see Chemise lean forward. This dust in its eyes, blinks for a moment, starts to look to the side, and it looks horrified and disappears back into the water.
Well, that was anticlimactic.
Chemise for her part. Sorry. I'm gonna do something to the GM really quick.
Well, no combat today.
I don't know how you want the others to deal with that or not. You might want to.
Yeah.
Know how you want to handle them.
You guys look over, and Chemise has this look of just joy, this manic, like almost like Willem Dafoe in the backseat of a car,
Yes!
excited.
Yes. She's like leaning over the thing, very excited, like ha ha.
Skullface notices this and looks. He looks like he's going to vomit.
Speaking of, the bargeman, having taken all of this in, is like, right, okay, fuck it, let's get out of here. And they are going to push back off the bank, and you guys are going to head on back into the city.
Skullface just kind of sits down again, still shaking, I should say.
Does Chemise notice this?
Give me a bit. What's your basic passive perception?
Thank you for helping with, someone who's got bad reading.
Oh, no problem.
Passive perception.
Should be on the front of your sheet.
9.
With a 9, probably not. You're still kind of in the moment.
Yes, in the moment. It's like, that's right. She's not saying it, but she's like, that's right. Go back under the water, you slimy monster.
Icrius has a passive perception of 12. Would he notice that Skullface is a bit...
Yeah. Anyone with 10 or above.
Pardon me, Master Skullface, but you don't speak quite well. Is something amiss?
It's nothing.
It doesn't look like nothing to me, good sir.
Yeah, well, like I said, it's nothing medical, so...
Are you alright?
Sorry, there are weird flies in the area, aren't there?
Yeah, I thought that was what that was, and I was like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Yep.
You might want to roll a persuasion or something if you're telling the truth.
It's not so much that, it's more of a... Yeah, something is wrong, but I ain't telling you.
Oh, charming.
He's just met you.
So
How does it feel to be the peachy of the group?
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I did this on purpose. I'm
Mhm.
dealing with your fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Skullface kind of looks up at Jurnis and just goes, I'll tell you later.
Very well.
Just nod.
Okay. So as you guys are heading on down the river, I'd say you're about an hour away from getting towards the city. I would say Arcanus. It is today the 400th anniversary of the cataclysm, the catastrophe.
So you have to bear with me. Sorry, you just gonna say I couldn't hear you because of my Discord decided to cut out for a second.
Oh, okay. Not a problem.
Is that
So-
what you think it is?
Is what who you think it is, because you're not there. Actually, yes, you are. Ludo, and Corvo, you are both here.
Mhm.
Also, for some reason, Sirenscape is now completely quiet instead of playing the music that is supposed to be playing during this very, this very serious event. So, thank you for that. There we go. That'll do. 400th anniversary. 400 years since you saw half the city gone. Since you lost your parents. The anniversary has been fairly somber affair, as it should. Several of the more prominent people of the Three Undead, the descendants of the Veril who first came to the city's aid, various influential families, also people who, dignitaries from distant lands. They've come to this fairly dramatic moment. You found yourself seated between two such visiting dignitaries, one of which introduced themselves to you as a healer. Give me a basic history check.
Okay, so let's open up the character sheet.
Yeah, not a problem. Yeah, I had plans for Arcanis. I apologize. This is why I nixed the combat there, because I was like, yeah, no, we need to get to this. You're not too sure who she is. She's supposed to be famous, but you know what it's like. You've never heard of her. She's sat next to one of the members of the Augur Sanctum, the not an Assassin's Guild, honest guild, in subtle conversation. What languages do you speak, Arcanis?
Arcanis speak Common, Elvish, Dwarvish, Goblin, and Gnome.
You, unfortunately, don't understand anything that they're saying. Does seem to be a somewhat uncomfortable conversation, though. It's none of your business. Every now and then you hear the doctor murmuring something, and the gentleman not really appreciative, but it's none of your business. The Dragonborn next to you is a fairly older individual, black scales, fairly expensive looking robing. He looks like he's from the islands themselves, Taikanai. You've never been yourself, but apparently over the course of the day he's a visiting dignitary, wanted to see the city for himself. Have you been trying to strike any kind of conversation with either of these people?
I would say not. She's more just observing.
Give me a basic history check for that gentleman as well, if you could. I'd say with disadvantage, because with a 2. You've no idea who that gentleman is either. All this lore going to waste. Oh well.
Don't suppose he's a burn on the side of his face.
He does not. His son might. But anyway. You look around. You recognise a couple of faces. You see Reap, the head warden, member of the Veril, who's currently grouped around with several of the other descendants. Apparently, I would say you never saw them yourself, but you do know that his family was one of the first to come up to the surface and help during the original calamity. Every now and then, somebody is called forward. The various leaders of the city, the plenum, are here as well in respectful silence, and the various ghosts and undead who were there at the time, or rather created at the time, tell their little tale. Eventually, someone looks over to you as the last living person from that time 400 years ago. What do you do? Do you sit or do you share?
Does that cast need to go up to the front, or
She would, yes.
it kind of makes her way takes the place? Because first off, I want to say hi to all of you. I hope you're these new dignitaries. I kind of hope you're enjoying your stay in our fair city. Yeah, the calamity. Long time ago. I still remember it like it happened yesterday, you know? I was kind of stood in the street. My parents had come in from the outside. They came to trade furs, animal parts, just try. All of a sudden, I went down the street. I think I was looking at the blacksmith shop, kind of admiring the work he was doing on the sword, finishing it off, and all of a sudden, I heard the rumble. I heard the crack, and bam! Half the street just vanished. Straight down. I remember running over, trying to see what had happened, and all I could see was what was down there. That abyss, a lot of rubble, and nothing else. Couldn't even see the bodies from up there. Still, from the tragedy where our friends Devillo came, a lot of other friends came to this city. They made it stronger. I've been proud to call it my home ever since. And that's all I have to say, really.
You see, Mayor Varnum, basically the ghost who runs the city, give you a respectful nod and stand forward. Thank you, Arcanus, for sharing.
No problem.
We are here as we share in the memory of that tragedy. No matter how long ago it was, we who were there will always remember those who helped, those who were there for us. That is why together we were able to rebuild this city. Together, there is nothing that we cannot do. It is those who seek to divide us that we should concern ourselves with, not our petty differences. Thank you for being here today. And as he begins to step forward, Arcanus, with your character sheet and everything, I'm curious.
Sorry, one
could
second.
you make? Yeah. With the position that you're in at the moment, I'd very much like it if you gave me a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, she ain't very dexterous.
Okay. I would very much like you to roll me a D20. Okay, that's not so bad. You are currently reduced to 10 hit points as the ground in front of you erupts in chaos and flame. As the ground erupts, you are all thrown back as everything in front of you is anarchy and chaos. You hear further explosions around you. Distant sounds of the city. You see smoke. You see carnage. And that, I think, is where we're going to leave it for next week.
I knew something
Thank
was
you.
gonna happen. I fucking knew something was gonna go wrong.
That was episode 1 of our new season of Voarcel, chapter 3, The Pact of the Rat. I wonder why it's called that. So, play of the game.
Facing off Hypnotoad?
Yes, absolutely 100% yes.
Definitely.
For the record, it rolled a 7.
God.
Yeah, and I was like thinking, looking at the time, and I'm like, well, because again, we are now reduced to our 3-hour start, our 3-hour run time. Normally, I would have actually had that be the combat. We also kind of avoided a combat because basically I had a couple of different things set up in case Jurnis wanted to try something with the Cobalt Talon. That did not happen. But yeah, that was very well done for Chemise. That was very, very, very well done. Because at the end of the day, it was an angry creature, but it was a scared creature.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to actually explain what you did? Because
Yes.
you kind of whispered it.
Yes, I'm happy to explain. What occurred was Chemise did Phantasmal Force and created the scariest nightmare predator shark she could imagine from the darkest hieroglyph she's ever seen. Like god tier shark coming at the creature.
I love how every character you play, Dean, manages to do these creatively demented things.
What's demented about that?
Nothing. It's just I'm admiring your creativity.
Thank you. But she wanted to scare it off. It's almost as if she's had experience scaring things or people off from her.
She's very good at it. So, fail of the game.
Jurnis almost pulling a set.
Yeah.
I mean, there were a couple. I will say on stream if you want. There were a couple of things where, had you succeeded those intelligence checks, you may have picked up on some information. But unfortunately, both you and Graz were kind of, in character, you were kind of panicking, and had you maybe stopped to assess the situation, who knows? Maybe the entire group could have taken them on. They seemed hurt.
Perhaps.
But they seemed like, and you had a spare 2 hours that you maybe could have checked out that book, learned something from it. But the path not travelled.
Yeah.
And I would say this as well. Instead of that particular plot line going away, it is on. You are in it
Yeah, my favorite part is it's not like you have a, hold on, I gotta sneeze, archaeologist with you.
In all fairness, you know, Jurnis doesn't really know Chemise that well yet.
No, I know, but I was like, damn it!
Yeah. Oh, well.
I have a sneaky suspicion who it might be who's giving them the info. But Jurnis has no way of knowing that.
You mean there's somebody out there who is sending Jurnis's name around to dangerous people? Who would do that, Jurnis?
Well, that begs a question too. Which is worse, having someone saying your name out there or having someone saying your name in here?
So, thoughts?
Jurnis might have just been about to let that go.
Oh!
But anyway.
Yeah. Thoughts, comments, theories.
I still want to know what the deal with the dog is. Obviously,
Yes.
there's something up with the fucking dog.
He's a very good boy. I will say this just for flavour, Icrius. Whenever you cast Design Sense, you do get a little something from Dog.
I figured
He's a good boy.
Yeah.
You sense goodness. He's a good boy.
He's a celestial. I knew it.
No.
I know. I'm just messing.
Yeah, but you sense he's a good boy.
All dogs are good boys.
Yes, they are.
About that, I'm going to keep being a butt about the divine sense. It's going to
Sure.
keep happening.
Sure.
It's humans that are the bad boys.
Yes,
That is
they
true.
are.
Paladins with
You
design sense
want.
are like rogues with binding traps.
I will try all I want, because that's the reason why Icrius is palling around. Someone in this group has a strange reading, and he's going to sniff it out.
Nah.
Nah.
Not if
Come-
I have my way, little bird.
The frets are so exciting.
Good. Love it.
So,
Yeah, let's.
shall we
I
wrap
would
this
say, just before we wrap, I would say that Chemise's friend is definitely taking note of the Arrocakkra.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It has noticed you.
good.
You know,
So,
honestly, with all that's happened, I'd feel so much safer if you stayed with me tonight, Icarus.
Tune in next week to find out how that goes.
Yes!
So going down the list, I believe it's going to be a good night from the good boy.
Yes, hold on.
Good boy is
No,
napping.
I have.
Actually, good boy just actually logged out. Oh well.
Whoops.
We can hear you in the background.
We can!
Oh.
That is a good night from the Kenku, Tahu.
Wait.
A good night from the completely harmless archaeologist.
Good night, everyone.
A good night from the killy boy Ang.
Archaeologists are always harmless until they come across that one artifact.
A good night from the fully functioning, for now, alcoholic.
Things are not going as planned.
No, they're not. A good night from the paladin of the ever-cleansing flame.
Good night, everybody. Remember, fire reveals all in time.
Fuck you, I'm fire
And-
resistant! Out the window.
And a good night from Sephi, the goblin gunslinger and the elven barbarian filled with regret.
It's time to fuck things up.
Yes, it is. Namely, the city. Bye, everyone!
Bye!
Bye.